Welcome to the Fabricated Metals Podcast, powered by Progress Metals Innovators, your trusted partner in smart, scalable fabrication. I'm your host, Dana Hansen, and in every episode, we explore the trends, tools, and technologies shaping the future of manufacturing. Whether it's sourcing smarter, improving lead times, or streamlining production, we share real-world insights to help you stay ahead in an ever-evolving industry. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to the podcast. It's Dana and Chris again here today. We're going to dive into episode 2, and we're going to talk about how we can help you eliminate some of your supply chain issues with coming to PMI, what makes us unique, what makes us stand out as a great supplier for you, and really how we can help solve a lot of your problems. Okay, Chris, people listening in, they're saying, who is PMI and how are we going to trust PMI? What would you tell them?
That's a big question, and I hope they're listening, number one. Yes. And they're absolutely right. Why should they trust anyone that they're dealing with? Mm-hmm. For us, we know that trust is earned, that it comes through time-honored partnership, through the work that they provide us and that we execute on, and that's absolutely critical. Mm-hmm. Today, we'll talk more about some of the team members that you'll deal with here, but what we try to do is over-communicate. We know that buyers are sitting on the other end of a phone or a computer just waiting for information because they absolutely need to deliver it to their teams at their companies. And we know that we have to execute what we do to make sure that they get that information. So we'll over-communicate. We'll do our very best to really impress the heck out of you, and that will earn your trust. And it's just absolutely necessary part of a partnership in today's crazy world.
And a wonderful thing about being here for 20 years, when our customers come here, they don't leave. They love it here. They get that service, and that is something that we're very, very proud of. Maybe do you want to talk a little bit about how we are a little bit more unique than some of the other vendors that they would have?
Sure. I think in general, what we see and what we hear from many of our existing customers is the fact that our buying groups have just been beat up lately. There's not enough people at our customers within the purchasing area to take care of all the things that need to take place to procure parts for any large OEM. And so what that's doing is the buyers are hopping and skipping around like crazy. And one thing that becomes very evident is you're very busy when you have too many suppliers. You might just be getting just a few parts from one, having to transfer those parts to another process that's handled under a different supplier. All those types of things just create a ton of busy work. We have a solution in that we've really added all the core competencies that one needs to convert metal from coil or sheet to a finished part, now even with powder painting. And Dana, I think you can talk about all the different things in between there as far as what we do for customers today, again, to make that buyer's life much, much easier.
Yes. So again, I've been here for 20 years, and I remember the first day I started here, Chris was talking to me about a coil, and I was like, a coil? What's a coil? I don't know what a coil is. What is stamping? I didn't know what that was either. So taking a trip out to the floor and seeing a giant master coil that's 45,000 pounds that was brought in right from the rail, like right into our facility. I was like, wow, this is really amazing. That's something very unique that I've never seen before. So starting from the beginning, a lot of our customers have to go out to a service center to procure their material, which means that service center has to get that material in from the mill. They have to bring it in, they have to split it down, they have to blank it to be able to even start the product. We can do that here. So we eliminate step 1 right there by having the coil brought right in, and we can slit it and we can blank it, which for us is a huge step up on being able to procure more material, having more bulk available and ready for use so that we can really develop some good min-maxes and some good safety stock. From there, we can take that coil and we can stamp it. So you can slit it down into whatever width would be required, and you can stamp it through fully progressive dies that are built that we either have our customers send into us that we run, or we can have them built by some of the outside vendors that we use. So then you can take that coil, slit it, put it right into that press, stamp the part, and out comes a finished piece. If you have a part that's maybe not high enough volume to justify that cost of that die to stamp, we can take that material and cut it down into a blank. And then we can take it over to our fabrication facility where we have a laser, we have a punch, we have press brakes, we have welding, we have machining. You can take that part and actually create a lasered blink and you can bring it over into one of our hand-fed presses and you could stamp it to form it if it's kind of that mid-range volume. So that was a very high level just chat about kind of what we can do kind of from start to finish, but we'll dive into that a little bit more now on really each and really how they are unique. So really starting from presses, talking about tonnages. I mean, we have presses as small as 75 ton up to as large as 2,000 ton. So there's a press we have out there. You could park a car in the bed if you wanted to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dana's exactly right. As we've grown as a company, we've had the luxury to add different pieces of equipment. And based on the different markets that we serve, heavy truck, appliance, agricultural, steel buildings, all sorts of different things, it's enabled us to bring in different size press spreads, different tonnages, all those good things. So we really have a wide variety of presses on our floor that can do stampings from very large panels that you'd see on a generator that you might find on top of a hospital roof, or all the way down to some panels that you'd see on fire trucks, down to small washers and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so the press side has lots of different stamping capabilities, both short run and long run. And as Dana mentioned, our whole soft tooling side that it was added in 2010, now we have our lasers and our punching machine, and we can do all the complex work that maybe a prototype shop might need to do, or short run production where you don't have the luxury of long run and building a tool. We can certainly do that here as well. So we've had customers in the past that actually started as short run projects where we were just laser cutting, doing some bending for them. That product took off, and then they decided, well, there's some economies of scale now in stamping. We were able to build a tool, make the same part for much less money, less material needed, less labor needed. Now that cost is a much lower price than it was previously in a short run situation.
Yes, when we're looking at really volumes, one way that we can help is whatever volume you need, we can do. We can do as low as a 10-piece order to as large as multi-million pieces a year. Having the capabilities to do short run with laser cutting, bending, doing stuff through the welding shop, doing stuff on the punch, all of those, you can do kind of that lower run volume where you don't have to have that upfront tooling cost. Then if you have a part that's very high run, we can do that over in our stamping area. So we can capture really all of those part volumes all here in one place. To tie that in at the end, we have powder coating now. So having the ability to bring in that master coil directly from the mill, being able to split it, blank it, stamp it, process it all through fabrication, and then powder coat it at the end, it's like hitting that home run. So we've captured all of it.
Yeah, and I think just bringing it right back to where we started the podcast, this is where we believe it's so important and critical, where we can help customers simplify that supply chain. Again, thinking about these buyers, they're already understaffed. If they're having to call 5 or 6 suppliers to get a single part because they had to go through a service center, they had to go through a stamper, they might have had to finish at a fabricator or a machine shop, and then try to direct their product through a painting operation, that could be 20 emails a day. That could be 7 different phone calls. That could be all sorts of different things taking place. Whereas under our roof, you can start that with your beginning order, and we'll send you that painted part that's ready for your assembly line.
Yes.
One and done.
Yes. So talking about a real story of a customer that has come to us that didn't even know that they had all these issues until they came and toured our facility. This specific customer of ours was looking for some paint capacity. They paint in-house today, but they're outsourcing a ton of their paint work because they just have so much volume they can't keep up with their own paint line. So they came to us to tour the paint facility. They then came into our main shop and toured and saw everything we can do and went, wow, I didn't even know you were here, and holy cow, can you help me? So fast forward to now, we've learned that they have a stamper that's not keeping up with the capacity needed. They're not giving them the quality needed. They're underperforming on their deliveries. Coming here and seeing that we can stamp has really opened all of that up for them to say, wow, we should have PMI quote these. Turns out now we actually can give them a price decrease because we are closer than their current stamper. Now we've learned that they also have parts that are fabricated. So they have prototyping that's needed, they have first pieces that are needed, they have all these other parts that need to be run through the fabrication shop, which we also can do. This has been extremely eye-opening to this new customer of ours because they didn't know that we were here. And now they didn't know how much we could really help them. Coming here and seeing everything we can do, they are ready to start moving as much here as possible because now they can put everything in one location. And like Chris said, we have tons of customers that are just short-staffed. Everybody seems to be short-staffed. There's not enough people. There's not enough capacity in their internal purchasing department to even onboard a new supplier. That's another challenge. We can help with that. We can help with all your paperwork. We can make it easy to make the transition. We can come right on site and see everything that's needed to be able to make that transition happen as well, because we know there is a lot that goes into really bringing on a new supplier. But we can help in all those avenues too. So now that they're here, they're ready to move, and they're ready to put a lot here in this facility.
Yeah, I think a piece of advice that we'd have for folks too, over time, it's been interesting. I always tell our buyers and groups that we're speaking with, don't be afraid to ask for anything. We have situations right now where we've purchased some pretty significant automation to help with tapping operations for a special customer. That's something we hadn't done before, but we worked with their teams that have been tapping for some time, made sure we had the right equipment coming in and the right processes ready to roll. And sure enough, now we're doing that work for them. We had that happen long ago in the appliance industry when we first started working with Electrolux, and they had us doing coil processing, and they started us doing stamping. Then they asked us about some fabrication work. And sure enough, we were able to put in lines that were able to do special things for them that just made their lives so much easier. And so I would say again to any buyer, don't be afraid to ask. Let us know what issues you're running into with different types of parts. One of these recent customers had some flatness issues, and the buyer didn't even know that there was the option to have levelers in the front of their presses to help make their steel flatter or their finished good parts flatter. There's also tension leveling that we can do here in-house, and there's tension level material we can purchase on the open market. So that's one of those problems that sometimes buyers don't know to ask about, and then we can probably find them a solution, whether it's been done here, or we'll certainly point them in a way that can get it done for them.
Absolutely. Talking a little bit about some pain points. I know a lot of our customers right now, they bring parts in from overseas. A lot of them have looked at bringing parts into the United States to domesticate those parts. One of the issues that they see with bringing so much product in from overseas is the space. It is a lot of space. They have to order a lot up front, which takes up a lot of your floor space. They have to order probably 6 months worth at a time. That is, again, floor space, trucking space, people moving those parts all around your facility, tying up all this cash. We have solutions for that as well. We can do returnable packaging programs where we can have those packaged, whatever we need to build for packaging, we can build it here. We can maximize the truck space with building any type of packaging that we would make sure that it's full, completely full, no wasted space for freight. Have that packaging then be put in a spot where we can pick it back up as soon as it's empty and refill it. So it just kind of keeps returning, which then is environmentally friendly. It helps with your space. It helps with not having to throw anything away. It can help with all of that floor space. Also looking at packaging. We have helped design some really cool packaging. We can build stuff out of steel. We can paint it. We've built stuff out of just regular cardboard, where we've worked with a company close to us to build some little internal kind of slots where parts can slide into. So it's very easy for parts to be slid in and out as soon as they arrive to your facility. Then it can all be broken back down, put into a big pile. We pick it back up. We just keep reusing it. So those are some solutions that we can do that can really make your life a lot easier, as well as being able to drop off with our own truck and then pick that right back up too.
Yep, we've seen many, many instances where we've worked very closely with the teams at our OEMs, making sure that we're maximizing that truck space, maximizing packaging so when it's delivered to, let's say, an internal paint line that they may have, or a different assembly process, that the right number is in that package for their team to use it efficiently and make the most sense of their space. So that's a pretty common thing that we work on together with our customers, because it is a big part of cost, even though many people disregard it.
And it seems like a lot of people are out of space. They just don't have enough floor space. So, for us to be able to come with some solutions to help eliminate some of that floor space, we're here to help.
Okay, we talked a lot about the machinery and the capacities or competencies that we have here at PMI. One of the things that we deliver, and I think we deliver very well, is our service. That's one of our main values of how we want to provide, and I think we do, exceptional customer service. So when you come aboard with PMI, you'll have a pretty neat team that you'll be working with. You'll have an outside sales representative that's a professional in our field. They've seen lots of different OEMs. They've seen lots of different equipment. They've seen all sorts of packaging, different ways to handle inventory. And so they'll be very helpful. We also have a dedicated inside sales representative that will be there to take care of orders. make sure we're watching how things are flowing through our processes so that you get things on time and correctly. We have a large-scale quality team that will help in the AP/QP process, the first piece process, making sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure we understand what you're looking for through your prints and your models, and being sure to deliver the quality that you expect. In fact, that's one of the metrics that we track for our quarterly bonus for all of our employees, and currently running at a 99.75% rate of quality, meaning we only have received back 0.25% of items that we produce, which I think is pretty industry leading. We also have a group that's available here on the financial side to help with payables and things like that, setting up terms that work best for your company. And we have a group in the engineering side that can help with drawings and changes where we might have some ideas to maybe save you some dollars on how your part's produced. Sometimes things are welded when maybe they could be bent from a single piece of metal. Other times you've got too many bends where maybe we should be welding that. We get better tolerancing from that. So a whole team that's here ready to help you with your projects and improve again on the costs of those materials that are delivered into you.
We also have invested a lot in some automation, some really cool automation. I guess, Chris, can you talk a little bit about the automation we've done on our 1,000-ton press?
Sure. Yeah, like everybody else. It used to be everyone was looking to automate to save costs, right? You thought that if you put a robot in or some automated process, you could reduce your headcount and save some money. Well, through natural selection, headcount has been reduced. We don't have as many people working anymore. So we've had to add automation just simply to keep up with current demand. So back on our 1,000-ton line, it's a large line with a 200-inch plus bed. We put in a transfer system where we can use different tools and line them up like a progressive tool would run. But we have the robot transferring those blanks throughout those tools, which is great because robots don't tend to take any breaks. They show up every day.
Yes, they do.
And they're very consistent in how they produce parts. So we've had great luck with that automation. We've had some other robots, some co-robots that we've worked on both in our welding area, our grinding areas actually, and our press areas to help move parts around as well. All those things are reducing the risk that we have with the employment shortages that are out there and making us much more consistent in our production operations for sure.
We know we covered a lot today. We talked a lot about issues with your supply chain. We talked a lot about quality issues that you could have. We talked about prints that might have issues. We talked about really different things, how a part might need to be made and how you need to get that to come into your facility, and all of the things that PMI can do to manufacture those parts. We know there was a lot. There was a lot that we covered from people to tooling to all of the capabilities that we have to painting to you name it. We've covered it. We hope that we were able to shed some light on some issues, and we are here to solve those problems. We have the right team. We have the right staff here to really help. We are very dedicated to our customers. We're here to help and service you in any way that we can to make sure that you get good parts to your line on time, effectively, great cost, and we look at every angle we can to help you with getting the best price as well.
I guess, Dana, there's a couple realities here. Both you and I love to talk. And number two, we know that buyers, their days are only filled with problems, which is really unfortunate, but it is part of the job. So PMI is here to help. And as Dana mentioned, we went through a lot of items today. So one way you can make this a little simpler is head out to our website, which is PMILLC.com. We have a fabrication buyer's guide on that site. If you go /guide after our regular address, and you can find many of the things that we've talked about. And I guess I'll reiterate once again, just don't be afraid to ask. Give us a call, check out our website, send us an email, ask anything. Again, if we can't solve your problem, we know we can find someone that will, and we'll be happy to give it our best shot.
Chris and I thank you all for listening in. We hope that you've learned something from this episode. We hope you keep listening to our episodes. We have so much more that we have to share with you, and we can't wait.
Yep, let us know what you want to hear.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fabricated Metals Podcast, brought to you by Progress Metal Innovators. I'm Dana Hansen, and I hope today's conversation gave you new ideas and perspectives for building smarter. Be sure to follow the show and leave us a review if you found this helpful. And don't forget, you can download our free fabrication buyer's guide at PMILLC.com/guide for expert tips on supplier selection, lead times, and avoiding common sourcing mistakes. Until next time, keep forging ahead with PMI.